Okay. Welcome back to Rimworld. Something about a millionaire. Here's the base. It's pretty sprawling. It was a good map tile we picked. Very nice and secure here. Yeah, so I don't think anything really that interesting is going to happen in this video because interesting stuff doesn't really happen anymore. But I can at least go over everything and the state of things and all that as an update and just kind of talk about some stuff. It's funny that like 2 playthroughs ago, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do another one because I might get burned out. Nah, man, Rimworld is just good. It's just good shit. All right, let's see. Let's start with characters. So, Grunt was that kid that I had taken in at the end of the last video. He's been pretty good. He's got 19 animals, so that's been very nice, but also very good with plants, can construct, and is a decent shot if it comes to that. Caxigo is a high mate, and I don't know what mod it is, probably the Empire mod, Vanilla Expanded. When you reach a certain rank with the Empire, they just give you a prostitute. In my case, they gave me an elderly male prostitute. I don't know. Who's to say? Basically pointless, but I didn't have the heart to kick him out. Mostly because he was good with art, and I just had a lot of stone, and I was like, okay, just turn it into art. And so now I have these cool statues all over my base. Yeah, that's basically it. And then Trobo. Trobo is Red and Patterson's kid that they had. Really the heir, the golden child, raised with a silver spoon and wants for nothing. But we are strict about her education. You know, she's got to do something with her life eventually. So, yeah, just at this stage, having one kid is pretty easy peasy, you know, it's not really stressful or anything. So that's the crew. Pretty large crew, I would say. 9 colonists. That's on the upper end for me. But you know, it's fine. Let's see where to begin. Well, let's just talk about each building, I guess. So the main base, mostly kept the same. Production has completely shifted out of this room along with research. So now this is just kind of like a whatever room. Mostly it is mech rechargers and Brandy distillery. Because we can grow our own ambrosia. And because we have vanilla trading expanded, which makes it so that if you keep selling one type of product, the value of that product will decrease and decrease and decrease. And so I sold a lot of ambrosia, and now its value is kind of in the dumps. So now we're converting it all into ambrandy. It takes a long time, my friends. It takes a very long time to go from awful ambrandy all the way up to legendary. I started this like I don't know, 2 years ago. It's still not legendary. 16 days will be legendary. And it's not like it's going to sell for an obscene amount or anything. It's not going to get me like 20,000, and chances are I'm not even going to sell it. I did make sure to go into the drug policies and make sure that no one fucking drinks it. But yeah, it's probably just going to increase my wealth by sitting there, and I'm okay with that. That's pretty much it. Now, you might notice that Red and Patterson are no longer in this nice room. That's because they moved over here. This is a prefab that I bought. I bought it because I started going up through the ranks of the Empire with Red. And I got this quest to house an Archon or something like that for 10 days with his crew of 3 dudes or whatever. And so I needed a bedroom for him, and I saw this blueprint. Well, I thought it was pretty slick because it's got 2 of those types of rooms. And it was worth 24 honor. So, hell yeah, I'll do that. And it was really easy and uneventful. And he was happy the whole time. Mostly thanks to this kick-ass bedroom. And so now that's Red and Patterson's room here. And then Bucky got together with the elderly prostitute. So now they have the other room. Okay. So that's that. Science got shifted over to this room, another prefab. Love the prefabs. Much like blueprints in Factorio. If I don't have to design it and it looks great, I'll take it. So this is the hospital slash science room slash drug production. But there's no storage here. I put in a fridge for the medicine. I was surprised there wasn't even like a shelf for medicine. Usually you want that. But yeah, so nice and compact most overall. So pretty good. It uses the vanilla research counters. I could probably strip all these out and put in the even more linkables stuff, because this is all like way better. But it's fine. We've researched a lot of shit. Let's see what else. So the main production hall slash storage. The storage is what I envision, just rows of shelves. They're full. They are very full. I have a lot of stuff. We'll get to my wealth in a second. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Shelves look good and full. I have almost 7,000 camel hide sitting there waiting to be turned into clothing, along with 4,300 camel wool. Which, yeah, so there's dromedaries in the base game, right? Which everyone understood to be camels. But then the vanilla expanded team was like, nah, these are camels, bro. And they're just better. They give milk and wool. Yeah. So, okay. So I also have 4 of these wood cellars here that I repurposed from the original storage room. So these are now like the ancillary storage. They have a lower priority because I want the shelves to be full because it looks better. But yeah, these are gonna get full eventually as well. Then down here, I have my stacks of steel because it's useful for crafting and all that. And then the big stacks of silver. I have 62,000 silver currently. I try not to spend it. I try to just make it. I do spend it a little bit, but usually most transactions involve me selling goods and maybe getting some other stuff with it. So usually it's always a net gain of silver, and that's how we're at that. But the prefabs just cost silver, so that has drained some. Production. So originally it was all in this room, but then of course I had to go into Dead Man's Switch, and those things take up a lot of room. And the Militarum weapon and armor workbenches are big boys. So it was getting way too cramped. So I added on this, which is another prefab. I have adjusted it. I tore some stuff out and moved some stuff around, added some stuff. But it's a very compact workbench room with 2 fabrication benches. So this is where most of the crafting magic happens. Honestly, this room doesn't get used that much because I'm not doing that much stuff with Dead Man's Switch. Because I don't really need to. Then I happened to buy this from a trader. And it's kind of annoying with the prefab mod because the traders will sometimes have prefab boxes. But the prefab boxes don't have any description to them. So if you want to know what it is or what it looks like, you have to close out of the trader, go into the prefab menu, look at it, decide if you want it, then go back into the trader and buy it. You know, it's not great. So I was just like, it was like solar and chem fuel power plant or sub power plant. And I was like, okay, sure, I need a little more power. So it's 2 solar generators, 5 batteries, and 2 chem fuel generators. Just a little extra power, and I threw in a couple cooling modules to boost it all by 80%. Then I wanted a garage, so I bought this prefab for a garage, which is nice. So the prefab mod, not perfect. Again, it's definitely not like blueprints or whatever from Factorio. Most prefabs you cannot rotate, which was annoying with this garage module. It was truly annoying with the kill box, because the kill boxes only came in from the south. You may remember I was using this up here as my kill box, so I was all set to just have this be my eternal kill box and just plop something new in here, but all the kill boxes faced south, so I had to tear out huge amounts of walls in order to fit this in. It took a lot of mining. And then there was annoying because there's some under mountain stuff here, and I couldn't clear out all the walls because otherwise the roof would collapse. And so it was basically, I had to use dev mode in order to put this thing in. Otherwise, I would just never be able to plop down the prefab. But there it is, and it's pretty slick. It originally came with all spike traps, but there is a reason that I never do single lane spike traps, and that's because your people will have to constantly walk over all the spike traps to like repair stuff or grab stuff or fix stuff, and there is a chance that they will trigger the traps. And my guys did trigger the traps like 5 times before I said fuck it and removed them all. I mean, originally it came with a spike trap in every space along this whole way. That's an insane amount of steel. That is an insane amount of steel. I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 4 at least. So say 60 spike traps, and each one of those takes 45 steel. So 60 times 45 is 2,700 steel to fill this thing with steel spike traps. Dumb. Just fucking dumb. And at the point where you're setting up kill boxes like this, like, enemies don't really give that much of a shit about steel spike traps anyways, so yeah. We have a few turrets. I'm using these UA-12 Pulse Sentries from the URMC mod. 900 rounds per minute. They're not amazing, but they do kind of piss out bullets pretty well. But I haven't really set up the kill box that much, and that's because of this. The exosuit. You may remember this a little bit from the last playthrough. This time I added in a few more exosuit mods, including the relatively new Titanfall one. So this is the Ronin Titan from Titanfall, which is meant to be sort of a quick, lightly armored sort of sword user with a shotgun kind of thing, like, you know, real fast recon kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought, but no, this thing is a fucking tank beyond a tank. How much of a tank is it? Well, let's see. Val, piloting the Ronin, soloed 2 of the Deadman Switch raids. Soloed. And then I was like, alright, fuck it. Let's see what he can do. So I took him over to the nearby Automatroid Graveyard, which in the last playthrough I said was basically like impossible and I would never do because I'm not good enough. Yeah, he soloed it, and he didn't take any damage. Now, when I say that, I don't mean he didn't take any, like, permanent health injuries or anything. I mean that the structural integrity of the Ronin did not go down a single point. because it has 58 sharp armor and 585 blunt armor. Now, to be clear, there are things in Dead Man's Switch that will shut that shit down. Like, if I go to Armory and look at just craftable stuff, like the mech anti-tank rifle has 71 sharp penetration and, you know, will very much do quite a lot of damage to you. The white collar, 70, bolt cannon, 70, the fucking Gao 8 Avenger. Yeah, if he came up against somebody wielding a Gao 8 Avenger, 70 sharp penetration, 3,800 blunt penetration, 395 damage per second with a 40-shot burst, yes, he will get obliterated. But the graveyard was all just like arquebusiers, phalanxes, things like that, wielding like mech assault rifles. And I'm not sure where the mech assault rifle falls in here. Here's the mech battle rifle, 14 sharp, 360 blunt. Just cannot touch that thing. And he gets a sword and a shotgun, so I just had the sword out and just decimated everything. And he gets like these special abilities, so he can do like a teleport essentially. It's a dash, but he basically teleports. He can do a ranged stun that can pass through enemies and stun in a line. And he can activate Sword Core mode, which only lasts like 10 seconds, but it boosts his damage by 75% and resets the timer for every kill he gets. So it's, if you're looking for some OP shit, especially if you like don't have Dead Man's Switch involved at all, yeah, I think someone in a Ronin will solo the whole game pretty easily. So probably needs to be tuned down a little bit. I thought it was like, I was iffy on making it because I was like, okay, it's like a light recon sort of thing. It's going to be fast, probably benefits from like good micro and stuff. Like, that's not really what I do, but I'll make it because it was affordable. Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. I don't really feel the need to make any other exosuit, sadly. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's the status of everything. Oh yeah, so Val is definitely the enforcer, no doubt. He is on Luciferium, which has cleared up all of his shit. I cracked open this Ancient Danger, and there was just a handful of bugs. There was 16 Luciferium sitting on the ground, and then I think I did some quest a little later for 16 more. So he's doing okay, but it is hard to come by, and I only have 11 left, which is about enough for another year. Worst comes to worst, I do have the trading terminal, and I could put in just a contract to buy some more. I've been checking merchants, but it's uncommon. Like, when you have this many mods, merchants only have so much stuff to offer at any given time. And so a lot of items just you won't see but in a blue moon, you know. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. Yeah, so we're 8 years into this playthrough now, and our wealth is at 563,000. So 389 of that is from items, of course. And remember, it's going to double dip on a lot of shit, but I don't care. 60,000 of that is from my textiles. So my unprocessed leather, wool, devil strand. So if I could actually convert all this into proper goods, my value will just skyrocket. So I'm not that worried about hitting 1 million. It's just going to take the time to get people on board and craft. I was really trying to get that hermit crab mech that can craft with skill 18, because then it could just crank out dusters and tribal wear and parkas and stuff just forever. But it's tricky to come by that thing, and I don't even remember how I got that. Well, for one, I need the research, but I think there's like, you need like this control mechanism or something. Again, I could put in a contract for it, maybe. Almost certainly, really. Let me just see. If I knew what it was called. It was some sort of cluster control chipset. So it's got a base price of $1,200. So usually you want to do like that. And that's pretty affordable to get me the hermit crab, but I have to get the research. I don't... Can you analyze this? No, yeah, I just need heavy... Right, I already got that. Well, no, I unlocked it. I have to research it. And with semi-random research, who knows when that'll be. But yeah, I'll gladly spend 5K to get that. Because then I can really move products. And like I said, I don't have to sell anything. We're just tracking wealth, not silver. But the silver might come in handy because I think rather than just ending once we get to 1 million, I think we might actually be able to do the royalty ending. I think. So red is at Baron. But I do have the quest, I believe. Yeah, I have the quest for his ceremony to become an Archon. I haven't done it because he's going to have even higher requirements, and it's just not necessary. I don't care. But yeah, so he can become an Archon, and then we can do the final thing where we invite the person to stay. Because there is a prefab for the Archon bedroom. Not there. Here? The high stellar complex. Here you go. I mean, that's what you need right there. Well, that's really overkill. It's 50,000 silver to buy this outright. And I have to make sure I get noble decorations of pipe organs. I don't think I have that. But yeah, why not? I'll get to 1 million. I'll spend 50K on that. We'll plop it down and we'll finally get the royalty ending. Assuming that works, you know. With all these mods, that was the issue when I did the medieval playthrough, was just there was so much modded items that came up that she wanted. So I don't know. But hopefully we can actually do the royalty ending. But I gotta get to 1 million first. That was the original goal, so we're sticking with that. But like I said, it really shouldn't be a problem at this rate. It's just a matter of growing stuff, making countless drugs, and making countless dusters, tribal wear parkas, so on and so forth. But yeah, we certainly want for nothing at this point. Nothing can really threaten us at this point. We've got the fucking shaft worker infinitely drilling for gold and plasteel and steel and jade and so on and so forth. Now this progress did slow down because I went through a long night again, which I really hate, where it's perpetual darkness, and it went on for just about 2 years, and it was miserable because I couldn't really make much money. Most of my money comes from growing stuff. And I just had to, like, grow Nutrifungus to survive. And, you know, I had to cull a lot of the animals and stuff. And just 2 years of just miserable. I never thought I'd see the sun ever again. But that was a while ago now, so we've gotten back on track. And we have a lot of stuff. Which is why it's so impressive that the game still runs at such a nice fast speed. Oh, fucking Psychic Storm. You know, one thing about the Psychic Storm is that it breaks, like, walls. And I disabled... Okay, we found a good salt deposit. I don't really need anything else at this point. It's all kind of good. I disabled rebuild things in the home area because they would build these little ash canos out of the ash, much like snowmen. And much like snowmen, for whatever reason, some sort of mod interaction, that just causes bugs. Where they want to rebuild the snowman, but the weather doesn't allow for it, so they just kind of stand there not knowing how to proceed from, it just breaks it. So I had to disable that, but that means now that when the psychic storm breaks like a fence or a wall, thankfully all our walls are pretty much steel or granite now, except for this stupid fence, which I guess I could replace. You want 240 aloe vera salve. Here's the... It's just so shitty. So it's 2,100 worth of aloe vera, right? The rewards are worth like 3,300. But that's a fuck ton of work involved. If you're gonna measure like the work necessary to make this, this is not a good trade in any way. Also, I don't need any of this shit. So, yeah, obviously not doing that. Where's red? Let's talk to a combat supplier. Oh yeah, game really fucking lags out whenever I access the trader screen now. There's just so much stuff to process and like decide if it's available to sell or not. I tend to like to buy medicine. Like having a good supply of that. We're good on most other stuff. Yeah, I don't really need any. I mean, the Ronin just covers everything. So, like I said, it's mostly just like selling shit for silver. We like silver around here. But yeah, aside from the lag involved with the trader screen, the performance at this stage is just mind-boggling. Performance Fish is, in my opinion, the greatest mod ever made for any video game. No hyperbole. No mod has ever done for a game what Performance Fish does for Rimworld. Like, it pretty much saved the Rimworld for me. Because usually by this point in the past, like this point of a colony, I would just give up and want to restart over. Because performance was just would get so bad, so laggy, so slow, that I was just like, I'd rather go back to the start where it's nice and zippy again. Performance Fish, I mean, this is nearly as fast as if I just started a new game. Insane. I don't know what they do, but it really... Oh, shit. Grunt just got zapped. Oh, no! Tore off the leg and shoulder. Oh, no. Fucking Psychic Storm. Quit fucking and save Grunt. I hate Psychic Storms, man. Okay, when I say get... That wasn't like a suggestion. Fucking get up. I mean, yeah, what you're supposed to do is keep everyone inside. But it goes on for, like, days. It's ridiculous. Okay, well, we need prosthetics, then. We need a new arm. Actually, I think I have a mechaneural leg. So that's no problem. I haven't really gone much into arms and things like that. I think I just have prosthetic... Yeah, I just have a prosthetic arm. It's not quite the best, but it'll have to do. But I do have a mechaneural leg, which is going to be pretty damn good. He also got his jaw torn off, cut off, shattered at some point, so he's got a hydraulic jaw. Mecha neural leg, left leg. There you go. And Patterson, can you make this arm real quick? Red and Patterson are really just fucking power couple. It's funny. The leader of the clan is whoever has the best crafting, and they both are naturals at crafting. She's kind of surpassed him, but for a long while they kept on bouncing back and forth on who was the top. So I kept on getting notifications of who was the new leader. But yeah, she's also our top researcher. She's really good with construction, art, social. But then Red is our top doctor. He's our top social. He's really good at construction. I think he's our top construction. So they're really just the power couple here. That's why they're the royal couple. Okay. Grunt. Where are you taking this? Install prosthetic arm, left shoulder. Okay, and we'll get Red to take care of that. Or Val's gonna do it. Val, since his brain injuries have recovered, he's not bad. And he's got his advanced bionic eye. So he actually has a higher surgery success chance than Red for some reason. Probably because of that insane eye, or not, I would imagine. What is that based on? Oh, his higher manipulation due to Luciferium. Yeah. See, all the doctors should be on Luciferium. And then you got some like top quality medical stuff here. I mean, there's really no risk. And there you go. You're good as new, sort of. Your legs even better than new. You'll be fine. I mean, Grunt doesn't really need. It's fine. It's fine. Missing water pump. Oh, we lost our pump. I guess that's a good excuse to finally put in a better pump. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, situations arise sometimes, but everything's solvable. And we're playing on, you know, a harder difficulty than I normally play with, but it's not really that big of a deal. You want 20 kid tribal wear of normal plus quality. I mean, I could do it. So this is they're the blood pact, you know, these are like porn worshippers. And I did befriend them, actually. I got them to neutral by sending them transport pods of just pretty much a bunch of shit that really, it was kind of hard to sell or for whatever, you know, it wasn't really anything much. But their natural goodwill has slowly been sinking down. At this point, though, I don't really care if they're hostile, I guess. And I'm not going to spend the time to make 20 kid tribal wear and then just fucking give it away. I mean, the Psychic Emanator is kind of nice, but look at the moods. Look at the moods of my colony. The majority of them are at like 100%. No pipe organ, we needed that. Oh yeah, research nuclear power. I wonder if there's a prefab for base game vanilla nuclear power, not Rim Atomics. Furniture, prefab, energy. See, this is all Rim Atomics. Oh, it's not base game, is it? It's from Vanilla Expanded. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Like, Rim Atomics is way more involved. Here you just put it in. And I guess you kind of encase it. So I guess I could build a nuclear power plant, or I could buy it for 3,000 silver. What does it take to build? 340 steel, 60 plasteel, 8 components, 6 advanced components. Yeah, I mean, advanced components, I guess I have a lot. It's really a horse apiece. Drought. Well, high fertility soil. Basically everything is in high fertility soil. It was really unfortunate, that water primacy thing. That didn't ever pan out. I still have these sweet potato plants on the rocky soil. So we still have a collection of sweet potatoes at all times. Actually, I need more crops. Well, I don't really need it. I have 15,000 meat. 13,000 dromedary meat. It's too much, man. I'm trying to been making it, I guess, make just a fuck ton of gravy. Get that meat processed. Alright, sure, let's... do I even need power? I don't need power. Why am I wasting money? I guess it's not a waste. It's all just a different form of wealth. That's why we want to do things that either create wealth out of nothing, like growing and making it into drugs, or sort of upgrade forms of wealth, like getting leather and turning it into clothing. Spending money, like spending silver to buy furniture or buildings or something, that's doesn't really increase my wealth at all. Yeah, that's basically it. It's a pretty peaceful playthrough at this point. So, I needed to do an update video just so I didn't cut right to the end, but there's really not that much else to say. I have advanced a couple of tech levels. I'm maybe eventually going to get the industrial one. So that has gotten me a couple cornerstones, and of course I picked 2 cornerstones that were about negotiating. 10% better at negotiating. Trade prices are improved by 5%. I'm not really sure how negotiating factors into trade prices, but I decided to just take them both. If I get a third one, it's probably going to be this movement speed thing, because having a big sprawling base does lose you a lot of time. You may notice I have not built a helicopter. I built a van instead. And I thought about the helicopter, but there really isn't much point when you're on, like, an island. And that's because all the quests have to spawn within, like, traveling distance of me. So every quest I get spawns on this island. Nothing spawns out here in the mainland. So there really isn't much point for a helicopter unless I wanted to travel to trade with various places. But the helicopter has very small cargo. In fact, the van has very small cargo. And it's actually better if I'm going to travel to just bring the Ronin, which has like 350 kilograms of storage. So there's that. Ooh, we can get some Thrumbo fur. Val, get in the suit. Suit up. Alright, eat your meal. No, you don't get your coffee. Actually, you shouldn't be drinking my fucking mint coffee anyway. God damn it. I'm about to put them all on no drugs, because they just keep consuming product. Yes, you can have regular coffee. I have a billion of that, but don't drink the good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Pumpkin, what am I making? I'm making latte, yeah, I'm making mocha. Yeah, mint. I recently added that. I think that's pretty much it. Psychite, of course. Yes, okay. And then he's on a special one for Luciferium every 6 days, so I have to always remember to change it here as well. Where was that? There. Okay. Alright, he's in the suit. Good. So, here, let's do the dash. Yep, that's that. And then I don't really need to do it because it's kind of like... It's kind of an expensive ammo that's really slow to craft, but it is pretty fucking vicious. I've got slugs. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. Thanks, Thrumbos. A Feralus Clutch Mother. Oh, good thing you didn't get out of the suit yet. I don't want it making a bunch of babies and lagging out my game, so get out there. Oh, I can show you the arc wave, too. Look how fucking fast he is. Wait, you're hunting me? Are you insane? You're an idiot. Arc wave. Boom, stun, phase dash. Boom, dead. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Ronin. It's pretty good. I probably should have more... I should probably have another tailor bench. Let's move the art bench in here, because I don't really care about that much. And we'll move the drug lab here. And we'll build a copy of this here. And we'll clone the bill. You know, I don't want to prevent anyone from tailoring if the two people have the inclination to do it. Don't really need anything, of course. Yeah. Just your money, I suppose. I got ricotta for you, which I've sold way too much of. Plummeted the value of it. Mocha coffee, I've sold quite a lot of. Lattes, smoke leaf joints, of course. Yayo, I'm slowly plummeting the value of. Honestly, I could sell steel at this point, really. I do have a lot of steel. Hey, Thrumbo horns. There's all that gravy. Nice. All right. And I'm not quite sure how the wealth is all calculated, right? Because he gets a bonus to selling because he's good at it, right? That's how it works. He sells it for more than, say, Grunt would sell it for. So what is the wealth of it? How is the wealth calculated when it's just sitting here unsold? That's like the baseline value, right? So don't I want to try to sell everything with red then? Isn't that the I don't know. I assume. But then does the wealth, when it's sitting here, does that calculate in the fact that I've sold 1,000 of them already and the value is plummeted? Is that already calculated? I don't know. If I sell 500 gravy, is the value of the other 500 gravy decreased? Who knows? Just keep making money. That's all we're doing. That's the whole name of the game. So I don't really, yeah. I don't really have... Jiren is okay at crafting. But he's also my main cook. And so that's like the other half of my money-making endeavors is all in the artisanal products that you cook. Bucky's not really good at anything except plants and research, I suppose. Yeah, and then Wobbler is also okay with crafting, but again, really good at cooking. Infested Chunk Crash. Okay. There we go. You ready for this fun stuff? Yeah, incendiary would be better there, wouldn't it? Alright, turrets will probably take care of this. Or the shaft worker will do it. No, don't kill it. Red, what are you doing? Oh my god, Red. No, my trash bin. Yeah, the shaft worker will melee. Sort of. It's kind of weird. I guess the trash bins will as well. Sort of stray. They'll like sort of defend themselves. Right. The grunt is good with plants and animals, not crafting. Kaxago can't really do anything. So I'm really hoping to groom Trobo into another like master crafts person. You know, she's the heir of 2 master craftsmen. Sort of. Natural crafters, for sure. So I'm hoping she's also a natural. And we'll just craft everything under the sun. But it takes a long time with these damn kids. Patterson has inspired trade. We'll want to take advantage of that. But other than that, yeah, I really want to get the hermit crab, and then I think we'll pretty much be done at that point. Just non-stop crafting. Yeah, it's been a fun playthrough, as they all are. You know, obviously you missed a lot of more stressful moments. We've gotten some drop pod raids in like the middle of my storage room, and I physically like winced as they landed amidst all my shelves and like, oh god, please don't break anything. And with red being sort of a higher rank in the Empire, and I think it's part of the Deserters mod. I don't know if it's part of just base royalty, but you will actually get Deserter assassins that like just show up in your room while you're sleeping and try and kill you. That was really kind of scary and stressful. We made it through, but yeah, could have been a lot worse. What's going on here now? Pipes broke at some point. Not gas, plumbing. Yep. Oh, no, yeah, okay, yeah. That shouldn't break that, though. Oh, sewage capacity, yeah, of course. Guarding Masters. Why don't you keep Brett Masters prisoner for 8 days? The thing is, I don't need any more honor. I'm already going to be an Archon. So, you know. Yeah, we're mostly just trying to get up all of the industrial shit. So just pick easy stuff. Miscarriage due to starvation. What? There's plenty of food. What are you talking about? I guess there isn't plenty of food, but... Oh, yeah, we are in a drought. It is probably slowing things down, isn't it? Profaned Legion. The Profaned fucking Legion against the Ronin. Do I need to tell you how this is gonna go? Val, get out of the bath. You got work to do. Ride out and meet them. Activate Sword Core. Phase Dash. Boom. Where are you going? Not done with you. Arc Wave. I also have Sword Block, which you can activate, which reduces all damage you take by 70%, but you have to stand still. I've never needed that, obviously, because I've never taken a point of damage. And I don't know, really, where that would be of incredible use to you. It's a great dash sound effect, too. Arc Wave. Boom. Yeah, I don't think you're penetrating this shit, man. You gotta say. Phase Dash. You're not going anywhere. Boom. Just so satisfying. I mean, it really is. It's like a fucking cheat code, you know? It's ridiculous. Alright, you're done. What are you doing out of... Oh. Should all be on Area 1. Really? That much starvation going on, huh? I guess I could make kibble. Till the drought lets up, I'll make kibble. Yeah, it's been fun, but I do think this is probably going to be my last playthrough before I take a Rimworld break again. Because I think right now I'm very much in just like this same sort of playthrough mindset of just, okay, get Dead Man Switch going, get the shaft worker going, get the deep drill going, get unlimited everything going, get robots going. Now you throw in the Ronin too, and it's like, oh god, how am I gonna, what's gonna really stop me in the future now? So then when I take a break for like 6 to 8 months or something like that, I come back and I sort of forget everything, and it's I sort of relearn a lot of Rimworld. I'll probably remember Dead Man Switch being really good, but we'll see. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, this is what I did 40K. I did medieval only. I did the hell else did I do? This is my fourth one I did. I did sort of the Rimworld one. And then this. Yeah, I think that's it. So 4. And that's been in like the last month or so. What, you're not gonna shoot? You can't shoot this thing? Yeah, so, I mean, there's not really much else to say. And like I said, I don't really expect anything super exciting to happen here. I do think this would have been just such a drastically different playthrough had I decided to not put on combat readiness check. Because my wealth is obscene, and my combat readiness is not really that good outside of the Ronin. So I feel like I could just get... Normally, I could just get like 150 fucking drop pods in the middle of my main base. And it's like, yeah, the Ronin will survive and kill them all eventually, but they would do a lot of destruction before he does. So, the raids I get really don't go past like 10 people. And I have compressed raids on, which means that, you get fewer raiders, but they're meant to be like better equipped and stronger, but nothing matters against the Ronin. And I don't know why I'm still getting raided by the Profane Legion. That's just funny. But technically, technically, what does Ignorance is Bliss consider me to be? Industrial. Okay, so yeah, I'm industrial. So I could get raided by, spacer tech, ancient soldiers and stuff. But like I said, I took on the Automatroid Graveyard single-handedly without taking any damage. I'm not going to get a raid that puts the stop to... The only thing that could really do it is an RPG. If he takes a direct RPG hit, that could fucking fold him. But what are the odds of that? Alright, Patterson, you wanted to trade. Let's make it happen. I don't really have to trade much, but I think she does get, like, double value. Do I need to buy all that medicine? Probably not. I don't really need to buy anything. But we'll sell all the Flynn, and... Why does no one have Luciferium? I'm gonna have to pay out the ass for that. The Alpha Crafts mod has been pretty fantastic, because that a very large part of my wealth has come from that, I think. Or at least a large part of my silver wealth has come from that. $580,000. I mean, it's not gonna be super quick to get to 1 million, probably even with the hermit crab, but it's kind of inevitable, I think. I'll definitely be able to do it, and I'm still like interested enough now that I won't burn out. Like we'll get there. I want to see the royalty ending. Finally, I want Val and the Ronin Titan standing next to me. I have a couple more. I don't have any more of those. Make me a couple more of these medium-sized ones for the other side of the bridge. The Marine Captain 2. Come on, give me heavy automatroids. Or am I missing something that I didn't analyze first? That could be it. Nah. Heavy automatroids. No, I certainly have everything. It just gotta come up. You just gotta come up. Give me that hermit crab, baby. Make these out of granite to match the other two. I guess I could get like a Lionel Johnson statue. That's pretty badass. Make me one of those. I could just make it out of gold. No, I couldn't make it out of gold. 300 crystal, metal, wood, or stone. Plasteel? That's pretty badass. Alright, make it out of fucking plasteel. Cool. Oh, and a Robute Gilliman statue. Oh, we gotta get that too. Matching pair. Make him out of slate? Let's do slate. Alright, well, I'll grab standard mech tech, I guess. That lets me do the second raid, and then I can get that piece to make, like, the backpack, I think. For red, to control more mechs. I mean, I could easily get rid of my 2 phalanxes I built. Which were pretty nice for a short time before I got the Ronin. Yep, see, red became the leader again. And that's because they're both... I don't know why. His crafting is definitely not higher. I don't know how it works, but they're both naturals in crafting, and that means that they forget. Their rank goes down 300% speed, 300% faster than normal. And they don't all, you know, they don't spend all their days crafting. I probably could have them do that, but I want Patterson researching. I guess, what the fuck is Red doing most of the time that's not crafting? Sleeping. This asshole's always sleeping. I gave him the Psychic Reader, which increases trade prices by another 10%. And Aesthetic Shaper, and increases beauty even more. And now he's taking a bath. Now he's got to meditate. Actually, why am I having you meditate? I don't use any of this shit. I bumped it up. I have him set to like 80% so he can use regeneration if someone gets really injured, but that doesn't happen. Nothing is necessary with the Ronin. So put it at fucking 0%. Just craft. We gotta make money here, Red. Hey, Trobo. Ooh, yes, crafting. Medical, yeah, always can use more doctors. And I think social, just for the fact that she's, you know, she's the heir. She's got to be good at speaking. Fast learner, yes. Yeah, I mean, what's going to beat that? I mean, super immune is good, but we got such good medical stuff now, it doesn't really matter. Definitely fast learner. And she took the nickname Sass. And she got talent Butcher. Meh. Hopefully I get an option for talent Taylor or something like that. Summon War Queen. That'll probably be a good thing to go out on. Alright. Summon War Queen Biotech. Mech band antenna. Just plop it down on the ground somewhere. Yes, summon the War Queen. Yeah. Suit up. Told you. Told you when he was lying in that shit-covered shack. I told you he was going to be the enforcer. And we were going to live like fucking kings. And here we are. Alright, let's see how it goes. Sword Core. Phase dash. Straight to that War Queen. Boom. One shot. Boom. Not even touching me. Oh, it's way too overpowered. Like, too overpowered even for me. Because it wasn't really advertised as like a, hey, this is like really just dumb, overpowered stuff that I just want to be cool with. You know, I just want to destroy everything, so I made this mod. It seemed like it was a pretty normal sounding exosuit mod, you know, like the other exosuit mods. And maybe they're all kind of busted. But that one that I had that was like from the exosuit mod itself that I used in the last playthrough, that was not overpowered. I was still getting shredded by DMS stuff. I guess I could just... Sure. And see, now Patterson is the leader again. Why? I don't know. Just, that's what they do. Okay. And where do we think they put that chip? That's the tier 1 chip. I have to search for it. No, what is it called? Fuck, I already forgot what it's called. Power focus chip. You not dumped that off yet? There it is. Analyze power focus chip. Hi, Mech Tech. Mech Tech. Now I can make the control sublinks. But that's not really... That's kind of good. The bandwidth pack is what I want. So I need another signal chip. Okay, well. All in the, Oh yeah, it's cooldown. Yeah, calling another Diabolus. Now I wonder, I'll never do it, but I wonder if a direct shot from the Diabolus is, you know, charged up cannon. I wonder if that might punch through. That thing does tend to melt stuff, so yeah, it's very possible. I'm not gonna find out though. Look at that. You just get like fucking 300 plasteel. I got so much plasteel. Oh, did you make that one? The Lionel Johnson one? Oh yeah, I grabbed the machinery printer from the graveyard, but I don't really need it. We can just disassemble that. Main Battle Dragoon. Yeah, so this is from Dead Man's Switch, Mobile Dragoon. This is the one I sort of wanted to try out, but I don't... It's just going to be a downgrade, right? It can't be an upgrade. It's impossible. Yeah, 47 sharp, 61 blunt. That's much more balanced, I feel. I mean, this thing probably also is still really good, but it's much more balanced. Yeah, okay. I don't think you made that, Lionel Johnson. Oh no, you're still making the granite. Yeah, okay. Oh, Jesus. I could probably turn off the scanner. Actually, find more jade. That's a good thing to make statues out of. Alright, now Red's the leader again. Snip, snap, snip, snap. Summon Diabolus. Yes. Val, suit up again. I know you love it. Diabolus has arrived. I'm shaking, I'm shaking. Nope. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And melee search and destroy doesn't really work as well as it should. I don't know. Actually, neither of the search and destroys. I think they've had problems with that mod for a while. Okay, and that allows us to make the bandwidth pack, so someone can do that. And then I have enough bandwidth to get the crab. If only I could make the crab. Alright, yeah, so I think that's about it. Not much else to really talk about here. it's gonna be pretty smooth sailing from this point on. And we're at now just the cusp of 600k in the middle of year 8. So I don't know how long I'll have to play. Once I get the hermit crab, which I will get, I'll see how quickly we're making wealth. But the final video will be me crossing 1,000,000 and doing the royalty ending. Should be fun times. All right. So for now, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Rimworld. Road to Royalty 2, I guess. I don't know. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.